When his ex-girlfriend walked onto the charity auction stage, Marcus's heart stopped. She was more beautiful than ever. Before he knew what he was doing, he raised his paddle. $1 million! The room gasped. His current girlfriend screamed. The auctioneer stammered. During their dance, she whispered, "I have something to tell you. Anything. Remember when you left for London? I was pregnant." His feet stopped moving. "I have triplets, Marcus. 3 boys. They have your eyes. They ask about their daddy every night." He pulled her closer. "Take me to them, tonight." But before we dive into the full story, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is. Now, subscribe to the channel and let's get started. "You are not even listening to me, Marcus." Marcus Williams looked up from his phone. His girlfriend, Jennifer Thompson, stared at him from across the table. She wore a red dress that probably cost more than most people made in a month. Her champagne glass was nearly empty. Again, "I am listening," Marcus said. He was not listening. "Then what did I just say?" Jennifer asked. Marcus put his phone face down on the white tablecloth. They sat at table number 5 in the Plaza Hotel ballroom in Manhattan. It was Saturday evening, November 12th. Outside, the New York City streets were cold and dark. Inside, the ballroom was warm and bright. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling. Round tables filled the room. Men wore expensive suits. Women wore designer dresses. Everyone was rich. Everyone was bored. "You were talking about the photo shoot," Marcus said. Jennifer rolled her eyes. "That was 10 minutes ago. I was just telling you about the villa in Italy that Amanda rented. But you do not care." She was right. Marcus did not care about villas in Italy or photo shoots or whatever Jennifer's model friends were doing. He checked his watch. It was 8:45 at night. How much longer did they have to stay here? The Hope Foundation charity auction happened every year. Rich people came to bid on fancy items. All the money went to help children without homes. Marcus wrote a check to the charity every year. He did not usually come to the event, but Jennifer wanted to come. She said it was important to be seen at these things. So Marcus came. He wore his black Tom Ford suit and his Rolex watch. He sat at table 5. He was miserable. A woman in a black dress walked onto the stage at the front of the ballroom. She spoke into a microphone. "Good evening, everyone. I am Patricia Chen, and I am the director of the Hope Foundation. Thank you all for being here tonight." People clapped politely. Marcus did not clap. He reached for his phone again. Jennifer grabbed his hand. "Do not," she whispered. "People are watching." Marcus sighed. He left his phone on the table. Patricia Chen talked about the charity. She talked about children who needed homes. She talked about how much money they raised last year. Marcus stared at the ceiling. He counted the chandeliers. There were 12. "And now," Patricia said, "we have our most popular event of the evening, the Valentine Dance Auction." Some people in the crowd cheered. Jennifer sat up straighter in her chair. "Here is how it works," Patricia continued. "Single people will come onto this stage. You will bid money to dance with them. The highest bidder wins one dance. All the money goes directly to helping children find safe homes." A man walked onto the stage. He looked nervous. He wore a gray suit. Patricia announced his name was David Hoffman. He was a lawyer from Boston. People started bidding. $500, someone shouted. $700, another voice called. $1,000, a woman in a blue dress said. Sold for $1,000, Patricia said. The woman in the blue dress walked to the stage. She and David Hoffman walked to the dance floor. Music started playing. They danced. Everyone watched and clapped. This continued for a while. Different single people walked onto the stage. People bid money. Winners danced. Marcus was so bored he wanted to scream. He checked his phone under the table. He had 17 new emails. He started reading them. "Our next participant is a special one," Patricia said into the microphone. "Please welcome Keisha Johnson." Marcus did not look up. He was reading an email about a property deal in Chicago. "She is a single mother from Brooklyn," Patricia continued. "She works at a dental office and volunteers at her son's school. Let us give her a warm welcome." The crowd clapped. Marcus kept reading his email. Then Jennifer said something. "Oh, she is pretty. Look at her dress." Marcus looked up from his phone. The world stopped. Walking onto the stage was Keisha Johnson. Not a stranger named Keisha Johnson. His Keisha Johnson. The woman he dated for 3 years. The woman he loved more than anyone in his entire life. The woman he left 5 years ago when his company sent him to London. Keisha wore a simple blue dress. It was not designer. It was not expensive. But she looked more beautiful than every other woman in the ballroom. Her hair was natural and curly. It fell past her shoulders. Her dark brown skin glowed under the stage lights. She walked carefully in her heels. She looked nervous. Marcus's phone fell from his hand. It hit the table with a loud sound. Jennifer jumped. "What is wrong with you?" Jennifer asked. Marcus could not speak. His heart pounded in his chest. His hands started shaking. He could not breathe. Keisha stood on the stage. She looked out at the crowd. Her eyes moved across the tables. Then her eyes found Marcus. Their eyes met. Keisha's expression changed. Her eyes went wide. Her mouth opened slightly. She looked like she had seen a ghost. "Let us start the bidding," Patricia said. "Do I hear $500? A man in the back raised his paddle. $500. $700, another man said. Marcus could not think. His brain stopped working. All he could see was Keisha. Beautiful Keisha. The woman he thought about every single day for 5 years. The woman he dreamed about. The woman he lost because he was a coward. The woman he never stopped loving. $1,000, someone shouted. No, no. Marcus could not let another man dance with Keisha. He could not let another man touch her hand. He could not let another man hold her. Before Marcus knew what he was doing, his arm shot up in the air. His paddle went high above his head. $1 million, Marcus shouted. The entire ballroom went silent. Every single person turned to look at Marcus. Every conversation stopped. Every sound disappeared. Even the waiters stopped moving. $1 million. Nobody had ever bid that much money in the history of this event. Most people bid $1,000 or $2,000. Marcus just bid $1 million. Patricia Chen stared at Marcus with her mouth open. She did not speak for several seconds. Jennifer grabbed Marcus's arm. "What did you just do?" she screamed. "Are you insane? Do you know that woman? Marcus!" Marcus did not look at Jennifer. He stared at Keisha. She stared back at him. Tears filled her eyes. "You know her!" Jennifer screamed. She stood up from her chair. Her face was red. "I cannot believe this. You know her. You knew her. Did you date her?" Marcus still did not look at Jennifer. Jennifer grabbed her champagne glass. She threw the champagne directly into Marcus's face. The cold liquid dripped down his face. It soaked his expensive suit. It dripped onto his shirt. "We are done," Jennifer said. She grabbed her designer purse from the table. "Do not ever call me again." Jennifer walked out of the ballroom. Her heels clicked loudly on the floor. Everyone watched her leave. Then everyone turned back to Marcus. He wiped the champagne from his face with his hand. He did not care. He only cared about Keisha. Patricia finally found her voice. She spoke into the microphone. Her voice shook. "Sold to Marcus Williams for $1 million. The crowd began to whisper. Cameras flashed. People took out their phones to record this moment. Marcus stood up from table 5. His legs felt weak. He walked toward the stage. The crowd parted to let him through. Every eye in the ballroom watched him. Marcus climbed the steps to the stage. Each step felt heavy. He reached the top. He stood in front of Keisha. She was even more beautiful up close. 5 years had passed, but she looked exactly the same. Maybe more beautiful. Her brown eyes stared into his. Tears ran down her cheeks. Marcus extended his hand to her. Keisha looked at his hand. She did not move for a long moment. Then slowly, she placed her hand in his. Her hand was shaking. Marcus's hand was shaking too. Music started playing. A slow song. Marcus led Keisha down the stage steps. They walked to the center of the dance floor. The crowd formed a circle around them. Everyone watched. Cameras flashed like lightning. But Marcus did not see any of it. He only saw Keisha. Marcus placed his right hand on Keisha's waist. She placed her left hand on his shoulder. Their other hands clasped together. They began to move slowly to the music. Neither of them spoke. Marcus could feel his heart beating so hard he thought it might break through his chest. "Keisha," Marcus finally whispered. His voice was rough. "I am so sorry. Leaving you was the biggest mistake of my entire life. I think about you every single day. Every single day. I never stopped." "Stop," Keisha said. Her voice was quiet but firm. "You do not get to do this." "Please," Marcus said. "Please let me explain. Please let me." "You left me," Keisha said. Tears ran down her face. "I begged you to stay. I begged you. You chose London. You chose your business deal. You chose everything except me." "I know," Marcus said. "I know. I was wrong. I was so wrong. If I could go back." "But you cannot go back," Keisha said. "It has been 5 years, Marcus. 5 years." They continued dancing. The song played. The crowd watched in silence. This was not a happy romantic dance. This was painful. This was two people with 5 years of hurt between them. Marcus looked into Keisha's eyes. "I want to make it right. I need to make it right. Please, give me a chance." Keisha shook her head. Tears fell faster now. "You are 5 years too late." The music continued. They swayed together. Marcus wanted to say more. He wanted to beg. He wanted to get on his knees right there on the dance floor. But then Keisha leaned closer to him. Her lips were near his ear. She whispered something that made Marcus's entire world stop spinning. "I need to tell you something that will change your life forever." Marcus felt his chest tighten. Keisha's breath was warm against his ear. They continued dancing slowly. The music played. Hundreds of people watched them. But Marcus only heard Keisha's voice. "What do you mean?" Marcus whispered back. Keisha pulled away slightly. She looked at his face. Her brown eyes were filled with tears, and anger, and pain. "When you left for London," Keisha said quietly, "I was pregnant." Marcus stopped moving. His feet stopped dancing. His hands went numb. The ballroom started spinning around him. "What?" Marcus said. His voice came out broken. "I was pregnant, Marcus," Keisha said again. Her voice was stronger now, louder. "I found out 2 weeks after you got on that plane. I tried to call you. Do you remember? Do you remember all those phone calls?" Marcus did remember. When he first arrived in London, his phone rang constantly. Keisha's name appeared on his screen over and over. 20 times. Maybe more. But Marcus was angry. He was hurt. He thought Keisha was trying to make him feel guilty for leaving. So he ignored the calls. He silenced his phone during meetings. He deleted her voicemails without listening to them. "I tried to call you 20 times, Keisha said. Tears ran down her face. 20 times, Marcus. I sent you emails. I sent you text messages. I needed you. I was terrified. And you ignored me." "I did not know," Marcus said. His voice shook. "I did not know you were pregnant. I thought you were just angry. I thought—" "You thought wrong," Keisha said. "You did not even give me a chance to tell you. You were too busy with your important business meetings, your important deals, your important life in London." The song continued playing, but Marcus and Keisha stood still in the center of the dance floor. People began to notice something was wrong. The whispers got louder. "Keisha, I am so sorry," Marcus said. "If I had known—" "But you did not know," Keisha said, "because you did not answer, so I handled it alone. I dropped out of college. I moved back to Brooklyn to live near my mother. I worked 2 jobs while I was pregnant, and then I gave birth. Alone. My mother was there. But you were not." Marcus felt like someone was crushing his chest. He could not breathe properly. "I have a child?" Keisha laughed, but it was not a happy laugh. It was bitter. "No, Marcus, you have 3 children. I had triplets." The floor disappeared under Marcus's feet. 3 children. Not 1. 3. He grabbed Keisha's arms to steady himself. 3? Marcus repeated. 3 boys, Keisha said. Their names are Isaiah, Elijah, and Caleb. They are 4 years old. They have your brown eyes. They have your smile. They have your laugh. Marcus felt tears burning his eyes. 4 years old. He missed 4 years. He missed the pregnancy. He missed the birth. He missed their first breath, their first cry, their first smile, their first steps, their first words. 4 years of his son's lives. Gone. Lost forever. Every single night, Keisha continued, my boys ask me about their father. Where is he? Why did he leave? Does he love us? And I have to lie to them. I tell them their father is working far away. But how much longer can I keep lying? I want to meet them, Marcus said immediately. Please, let me meet my sons. Your sons? Keisha said. Her voice was sharp. They are not your sons. You were not there. You did not hold them when they cried at night. You did not change their diapers. You did not feed them. You did not teach them to walk. You were not their father. You were just the man who left. Those words hit Marcus like a punch. He deserved them, every single one. But they hurt more than anything he had ever felt. The song ended, the music stopped, the crowd began to clap. But it was awkward clapping, confused clapping. Everyone could tell something was very wrong. Keisha pulled away from Marcus. She walked quickly toward the exit. Marcus stood frozen on the dance floor for a moment. Then his brain started working again. He ran after her. Keisha, wait! Marcus shouted. People tried to stop Marcus. Patricia Chen touched his arm. Mr. Williams, thank you so much for your generous donation. Can we take a photo? Not now, Marcus said. He pushed past her. He pushed past everyone. He ran through the ballroom toward the exit. Outside the Plaza Hotel, the November air was cold. Marcus did not have his coat. He had left it at table 5. The cold bit at his skin through his champagne-soaked suit. He looked left and right. Then he saw Keisha. She was walking fast across the parking lot toward an old blue Honda Civic. Keisha! Marcus shouted. He ran after her. His expensive shoes hit the pavement hard. Keisha walked faster. She pulled her car keys from her small purse. Her hands were shaking. She tried to unlock her car door. Marcus caught up to her. He gently grabbed her arm. Please, please stop. Please talk to me. Keisha spun around. Her face was wet with tears. Talk to you? You want to talk now? Where were you 5 years ago when I needed to talk? Where were you 4 years ago when I was in the hospital giving birth to your children? Where were you when Isaiah learned to walk? When Elijah said his first word? When Caleb had nightmares and cried for a father he never met? I am so sorry, Marcus said. His voice broke. I am so sorry. I know I failed you. I know I was not there. But I am here now. Please, let me meet them. Let me meet my sons. Why should I? Keisha asked. So you can disappoint them too? So you can leave them when your company calls? When another business deal comes up? When London needs you again? I am not that man anymore, Marcus said. Yes, you are, Keisha said. You are exactly that man. You just bid $1 million to dance with me. Like money solves everything. Like you can buy your way back into my life. That is not why I did it, Marcus said. I did it because when I saw you on that stage, my heart stopped. I realized I have wasted 5 years of my life running from the only woman I ever loved. The money does not matter. You matter. Our sons matter. Keisha shook her head. Our sons. You keep saying our sons. But they are my sons. I raised them. I fed them. I clothed them. I held them when they were sick. Me. Not you. Never you. Let me fix it, Marcus begged. Please, let me be their father. Let me try. You cannot just fix this, Keisha said. You cannot just show up after 5 years and be their father. It does not work like that. Then tell me how it works, Marcus said. Tell me what to do. I will do anything. Anything. Keisha looked at Marcus. Really looked at him. She saw the tears in his eyes. She saw the pain on his face. She saw something she had not expected to see. Real regret. Real desperation. For 5 years, she imagined this moment. She imagined seeing Marcus again. She imagined screaming at him, hitting him, telling him exactly what he had done to her. But now that he was standing in front of her, she felt something else. Exhaustion. She was so tired. Tired of being angry. Tired of raising 3 boys alone. Tired of pretending she had everything under control. I do not trust you, Keisha said quietly. I know, Marcus said. You left me once. You will leave again. I will not, Marcus said. I promise I will not. Your promises mean nothing, Keisha said. You promised you loved me 5 years ago. Then you got on a plane to London. Marcus felt like his chest was being ripped open. She was right. His promises meant nothing. He destroyed that trust. But he had to try. He had to make her understand. Marcus got down on his knees, right there in the parking lot. The cold pavement hurt his knees through his suit pants. He looked up at Keisha. I know I do not deserve a second chance, Marcus said. His voice shook. I know I failed you in every possible way. But please, please, let me meet my sons. Let me try to be their father. If I fail, you can take them away. You can make sure I never see them again. But please, give me one chance. Keisha looked down at Marcus. She saw this powerful billionaire on his knees in a parking lot. His expensive suit was ruined with champagne. His eyes were red. He was crying. This was not the Marcus she knew 5 years ago. That Marcus never cried. That Marcus never begged. That Marcus never got on his knees for anyone. If you hurt them, Keisha said slowly, I will make sure you never see them again. I do not care how much money you have. I do not care about lawyers. You will not break their hearts. Do you understand me? I understand, Marcus said. One chance, Keisha said. You get one chance. Marcus nodded. He stood up slowly. His knees hurt. His hands were shaking. When can I meet them? Keisha was quiet for a moment. She thought about her boys. They asked about their father every single day. Maybe they deserved to meet him. Maybe they deserved to know the truth. Even if Marcus left again, at least they would know she tried. Sunday, Keisha said. "Come to my apartment on Sunday at 2 p.m. "Where do you live?" Marcus asked. "Brooklyn," Keisha said. She pulled a pen from her purse. She grabbed Marcus's hand. She wrote her address on his palm. Her handwriting was small and neat. "Apartment 3B. Do not be late." "I will be there," Marcus said. "I promise." Keisha let go of his hand. She opened her car door. She sat down in the driver's seat. She looked up at Marcus one more time. "Sunday at 2 p.m., she repeated. Then she closed the car door. Marcus watched Keisha start her car. The engine made a rough sound. The car needed repairs. Keisha backed out of the parking space. She drove away. Her taillights disappeared into the dark New York City streets. Marcus stood alone in the cold parking lot. He looked down at his hand. Keisha's handwriting was there. An address in Brooklyn. A time. Sunday at 2 p.m. He had 3 sons. 3 sons he never knew existed. 3 sons he would meet in less than 2 days. Marcus walked slowly back toward the Plaza Hotel. But he did not go inside. He could not face those people. The questions. The cameras. Instead, he walked to where his car was parked. He sat in the driver's seat. He closed the door. And then Marcus Williams, billionaire real estate developer, put his head on the steering wheel and cried harder than he had cried since his mother died. Marcus sat in his car outside the Plaza Hotel for a long time. His eyes were red. His face was wet. The address on his palm was starting to smudge. He looked at it. The ink mixed with his tears. He carefully opened his phone. He typed the address into his notes before it disappeared completely. Apartment 3B, Brooklyn. Sunday at 2 p.m. Sunday. That was tomorrow. Less than 2 days away. Marcus had to wait less than 2 days to meet his sons. But it felt like years. Marcus drove back to his penthouse in Manhattan that night. He did not sleep. He lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw Keisha's face. He saw her tears. He heard her voice saying, "You have 3 children. 3 boys, Isaiah, Elijah, and Caleb." Marcus repeated their names over and over in his mind. His sons he never knew existed. Saturday passed slowly. Marcus tried to work. He opened his laptop. He looked at emails, but he could not focus. The words on the screen meant nothing. He closed his laptop. He went to the gym in his building. He ran on the treadmill for an hour. But his mind was not on running. His mind was in Brooklyn with 3 boys he had never met. Saturday night, Marcus did not sleep again. He lay in bed watching the clock. 11 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. The hours moved so slowly. Finally, at 6 a.m., Marcus gave up. He got out of bed. He took a long shower. He shaved carefully. He brushed his teeth 3 times. Then came the hard part. What should he wear? Marcus stood in front of his closet. He owned 50 suits, all expensive, all designer. But he could not wear a suit to meet his sons. That was too formal, too business, too much like the old Marcus. Marcus pulled out jeans. Dark blue jeans he almost never wore. He put them on. Then he looked at his shirts. He had 20 white dress shirts, 10 blue dress shirts. He pushed those aside. In the back of his closet, he found a gray sweater. Soft, casual. He put it on. He looked in the mirror. He looked different. Normal. Not like a billionaire. Just like a man. A nervous man about to meet his children. But it was only 7:30 a.m. He could not arrive at Keisha's apartment at 7:30. She said 2 p.m. Marcus had to wait 6.5 more hours. Marcus decided to go to a toy store. His sons would need toys. He wanted to bring them gifts. He got in his car and drove to a large toy store in Manhattan. The store opened at 9 a.m. Marcus waited in his car in the parking lot for 45 minutes. At exactly 9 a.m., Marcus walked through the store doors. A young woman wearing a red vest greeted him. "Good morning. Can I help you find something?" she asked. "I need toys," Marcus said. "For boys, 4 years old, 3 boys." The woman smiled. "Triplets?" "Yes," Marcus said. The word felt strange in his mouth. "Triplets." "Follow me," the woman said. Her name tag said Sarah. She led Marcus through the aisles. 4-year-old boys love action figures, cars, building blocks, and books. Marcus looked at the shelves. There were so many toys. Too many toys. How did anyone choose? "I will take all of it," Marcus said. Sarah laughed. Then she saw Marcus's face. He was serious. "All of it?" "Show me what 4-year-old boys like," Marcus said. "I will buy everything." For the next hour, Sarah helped Marcus fill 3 shopping carts. Toy cars in every color, action figures of superheroes, building blocks, puzzles, coloring books, crayons, markers, stuffed animals, board games, everything. At the register, the total came to $3,200. Marcus handed the cashier his credit card without looking at the price. Money did not matter. His sons mattered. Marcus loaded all the bags into his car. The back seat was completely full. The trunk was full. He could barely see out his back window. He looked at his watch. It was 10:45 a.m. He still had 3 hours and 15 minutes. Marcus drove slowly to Brooklyn. The address Keisha gave him was in a neighborhood Marcus had never visited before. The buildings were old, but clean. Small shops lined the streets. A bodega on one corner. A laundromat on another. Children played on the sidewalks. This was a real neighborhood, where real people lived real lives. Marcus found Keisha's building. It was 6 stories tall, red brick, fire escapes on the outside. He parked his car on the street. Then he sat there. He looked at his watch. 12:30 p.m. He was 1.5 hours early. He could not go up yet. Marcus sat in his car for the next hour. He watched people walk by. An old man walking a small dog. A woman carrying grocery bags. 2 teenagers laughing together. Normal life. Life Marcus never paid attention to before. At 1:45 p.m., Marcus could not wait anymore. He was 15 minutes early, but he could not sit in his car for 1 more second. He got out. He opened the back door and grabbed as many toy bags as he could carry. There were too many. He made 3 trips from his car to the building entrance. He piled all the bags on the sidewalk. Then he looked up at the building. Keisha lived on the 3rd floor. Apartment 3B. Marcus picked up all the bags again. His hands were full. He pushed through the building's front door with his shoulder. There was no elevator. Marcus climbed the stairs. Each step felt heavy. Not because of the bags, because of fear. What if his sons hated him? What if they asked why he left? What would he say? Marcus reached the 3rd floor. He walked down a narrow hallway. The walls were painted light green. Someone was cooking food that smelled good. Music played from one of the apartments. Marcus found apartment 3B. The number was brass and slightly crooked. Marcus stood in front of the door. He put the bags down. He wiped his sweaty hands on his jeans. His heart pounded so hard he could hear it in his ears. He raised his hand. He knocked 3 times. Footsteps inside. Then the door opened. Keisha stood there. She wore jeans and a white t-shirt. Her hair was pulled back in a ponytail. She looked tired. She had dark circles under her eyes, but she was still beautiful. "You are early," Keisha said. "I am sorry," Marcus said. "I could not wait anymore." Keisha looked at all the shopping bags on the floor. "What is all this?" "Toys," Marcus said. "For the boys. I did not know what they liked, so I bought—" "Everything?" Keisha said. Marcus nodded. Keisha sighed, but her face was not angry, maybe a little amused. "Come in." Marcus picked up the bags. He walked into the apartment. It was small, much smaller than Marcus's penthouse. The living room and kitchen were one room. He could see 2 bedroom doors, 1 bathroom. But the apartment was clean, warm. Toys were scattered on the living room floor. Children's drawings covered the refrigerator. This was a home. Then Marcus saw them. 3 small boys stood behind Keisha. They held onto her legs. They stared at Marcus with big brown eyes. Marcus's eyes. The boys looked exactly alike. Same face, same height, same curly hair. But Marcus could tell they were different. One stood tall and serious. One smiled wide. One hid his face in Keisha's jeans. Marcus forgot how to breathe. These were his sons, his children, his blood. 4 years old, right in front of him. Marcus put the bags down slowly. He got down on his knees. He wanted to be at their eye level. His throat felt tight. "Hi," Marcus said. His voice came out rough. The boys did not say anything. They stared at Marcus. "Boys," Keisha said gently, "this is Marcus. He is your father." The word father hung in the air. The serious boy looked at his mother, then back at Marcus. "You are our dad?" the boy asked. "Yes," Marcus said. "I am your dad." "I am Isaiah," the boy said. He did not smile. He just watched Marcus carefully. The smiley boy waved. "I am Elijah." The third boy pressed his face harder into Keisha's leg. He did not speak. "And this is Caleb," Keisha said. She touched the shy boy's head. "He is a little nervous." Marcus nodded. He understood. He was nervous too, more nervous than he had ever been in his entire life. "I brought you some toys," Marcus said. He pointed at the bags. "Would you like to see?" Isaiah looked at the bags, then at Marcus. "Why did you bring toys?" "Because I wanted to give you something," Marcus said. "Why?" Isaiah asked. This 4-year-old boy was asking direct questions, real questions. Marcus decided to be honest. "Because I have not been here. I should have been here. I want to start making up for that." Isaiah seemed to think about this. Then he walked toward the bags. Elijah followed immediately. They started opening the bags. Their eyes got very big when they saw all the toys. "Whoa," Elijah said. "Look at all this stuff." Isaiah pulled out a box of toy cars. Elijah found action figures. They sat on the floor and started opening packages. Caleb still hid behind Keisha's leg. He peeked at the toys, but he did not move. Marcus stayed on his knees. He watched his sons play. Isaiah was careful. He opened each package slowly. He examined each toy. Elijah was wild. He ripped packages open. He made car sounds. He was already racing cars across the floor. "Vroom, vroom," Elijah said loudly. "My car is the fastest." Marcus smiled, actually smiled. For the first time in 2 days, he smiled. Keisha watched from the kitchen doorway. Her arms were crossed. She was not smiling. She was watching Marcus carefully, waiting to see what he would do. Marcus moved slowly. He sat on the floor next to Isaiah. "Can I play with you?" Isaiah looked at him. Then he handed Marcus a toy car. "Okay." They played together on the floor. Isaiah showed Marcus how to build a tower with blocks. Marcus had never played with the blocks before, and he was terrible at it. His tower kept falling. Isaiah laughed. The sound was beautiful. Elijah zoomed his cars around them. He made crashing sounds. He talked constantly. "This is my red car. It is super fast. Watch it go. Dad, did you see that?" Dad. Elijah called him Dad. Marcus's chest felt tight. He nodded. "I saw it. Very fast." Then Marcus felt something, a small hand touching his arm. He looked down. Caleb stood next to him, the shy boy who had been hiding. He held a stuffed dinosaur from one of the bags. "Do you like dinosaurs?" Marcus asked softly. Caleb nodded. He did not speak. But then he did something that made Marcus's heart stop. Caleb climbed into Marcus's lap, just climbed right up and sat down. He held his dinosaur. He leaned back against Marcus's chest. Marcus stopped breathing. He looked down at his son sitting in his lap. This small boy who did not know him, who had every reason to be afraid of him. But he was sitting in Marcus's lap, trusting him. Marcus wrapped his arms carefully around Caleb. Tears filled his eyes. He tried not to cry. He did not want to scare the boys, but he could not stop the tears. They rolled down his face silently. Keisha saw this from the kitchen. She saw Marcus holding Caleb. She saw the tears on Marcus's face. Something in her chest cracked open. She turned away and went into the kitchen. She did not want Marcus to see her own tears. Marcus spent the next 4 hours on the floor with his sons. They played with every single toy. They showed him their bedroom, 2 bunk beds and 1 toddler bed. Drawings taped on the walls. Isaiah drew dinosaurs, Elijah drew rockets and planets. Caleb drew people, families. "Who is this?" Marcus asked. He pointed at one of Caleb's drawings. "That is Mama," Caleb said. His voice was very quiet. "And that is Isaiah, and Elijah, and me." There was a 5th person in the drawing, taller than the others, standing next to the Mama figure. "Who is that?" "That is Daddy," Caleb said. He looked up at Marcus with big brown eyes. "That is you." Marcus stared at the drawing. He was in the picture. Even though he was never there, his son drew him into their family. Marcus had to leave the room. He went into the bathroom. He closed the door. He sat on the edge of the bathtub and cried into his hands. At 6:30 p.m., Keisha told the boys it was time for Marcus to leave. They all groaned. "Already?" Elijah asked. "Marcus will come back," Keisha said. She looked at Marcus. "Right?" "Yes," Marcus said immediately. "When can I come back?" "Next weekend," Keisha said. "Next weekend?" Marcus repeated. "That was 6 days away. Can I come sooner?" Keisha was quiet for a moment. "We will see." The boys hugged Marcus goodbye. Isaiah hugged him around the waist. Elijah jumped up and down. "Bye, Dad. Come back soon." Caleb held on to Marcus's hand. He did not want to let go. "I will be back very soon," Marcus promised. "I promise." Marcus left the apartment. He walked down the stairs slowly. His legs felt weak. He walked to his car. He got in the driver's seat. He closed the door. He sat there in silence. Then Marcus put his head down on the steering wheel, and he completely broke down. He cried harder than he had ever cried in his life. Loud, gasping cries. His whole body shook. He had 3 beautiful sons, 3 perfect boys, and he missed 4 years of their lives. Their first breath, their first steps, their first words. 4 years. Gone. Lost forever. He could never get that time back. Marcus cried until he had no tears left. Then he sat up. He wiped his face. He looked at his hands. They were still shaking. He looked back at Keisha's building. A light was on in what must be her apartment. His sons were in there. Right now. Without him. Marcus started his car. He began driving back to Manhattan. But halfway there, he made a decision. He pulled over. He called his assistant. "Robert," Marcus said when the man answered, "I need you to do something tomorrow morning." "Of course, Mr. Williams. What do you need?" "Find me a house in Brooklyn," Marcus said, "near this address." He read Keisha's address. I want a good house, 4 bedrooms, a backyard. I do not care about the price. Find it tomorrow. You want to buy a house in Brooklyn? Robert sounded confused. Marcus lived in Manhattan. Marcus loved Manhattan. Yes, Marcus said. I want to be close to my sons. Robert called Marcus back the next morning at 8 a.m. Marcus was already awake. He had not slept again. I found 3 houses, Robert said. All in Brooklyn, all near the address you gave me. When do you want to see them? Today, Marcus said. Right now. By noon, Marcus had seen all 3 houses. The 3rd house was perfect. 4 bedrooms, a small backyard with grass. 3 blocks from Keisha's apartment. Marcus could walk to see his sons. He bought the house that afternoon. He paid in cash. $2.3 million. The fastest home purchase Robert had ever seen. When do you want to move in? Robert asked. Immediately, Marcus said. Hire people to furnish it. I want it ready in 1 week. Marcus called Keisha that evening. Can I come see the boys this Saturday? He asked. You just saw them yesterday, Keisha said. I know, Marcus said, but I want to see them again. Please. Keisha was quiet for a moment. Fine. Saturday morning, 9 a.m. I will be there, Marcus said. Saturday morning, Marcus arrived at exactly 9 a.m. He brought bagels, cream cheese, and orange juice. He knocked on the door. The boys opened it before Keisha could. They had been waiting by the door. Dad! Elijah shouted. He hugged Marcus's legs. Isaiah smiled. You came back? Caleb grabbed Marcus's hand and pulled him inside. This became their routine. Every Saturday morning at 9 a.m., Marcus arrived with breakfast. Every Sunday morning at 9 a.m., he came back again. He never missed a weekend. Not once. For 3 months straight, Marcus showed up. The first weekend of December, Marcus took the boys to Prospect Park. It was cold outside. The boys wore winter coats and hats. Keisha came too. They walked to the pond in the park. Marcus brought a bag of bread to feed the ducks. Can I throw the bread? Elijah asked. He jumped up and down. We all throw the bread, Isaiah said seriously. We have to share. Marcus gave each boy pieces of bread. They threw the bread into the pond. Ducks swam over quickly. The boys laughed and pointed. That duck is fat, Elijah said. That is not nice, Isaiah told his brother. Maybe he is just big. Caleb held Marcus's hand. He threw bread with his other hand. He did not let go of Marcus. After feeding the ducks, they went to the playground. Elijah ran straight to the slide. He went down over and over. Watch me, Dad. Watch me. Marcus watched every single time. I see you. Great job. Isaiah wanted to swing. Marcus pushed him on the swing. Higher, Isaiah said. Push me higher. Marcus pushed harder. Isaiah laughed. The sound made Marcus's chest feel warm. Caleb was afraid of the tall climbing structure. He stood at the bottom, looking up. It is too high, he said quietly. Marcus knelt down. Do you want me to help you? Caleb nodded. Marcus held Caleb's hand. They climbed the structure together, very slowly. 1 step at a time. When they reached the top, Caleb smiled. I did it. You did it, Marcus said. I am proud of you. On the walk home, Isaiah walked next to Marcus. He looked up. Dad, why is the sky blue? Marcus thought about this. The sky looks blue because of the way light works, he said. He tried to explain it simply. The sun sends light. The light hits the air. The blue light spreads out more than other colors. So we see blue. Isaiah thought about this very seriously. Where does the blue go at night? The blue is always there, Marcus said. But when the sun goes down, we cannot see it anymore. Where do people go when they die? Isaiah asked. Marcus stopped walking. This was a big question, A hard question. He looked at Keisha. She nodded. She wanted to hear his answer too. Marcus knelt down to Isaiah's level. Different people believe different things. Some people think we go to heaven. Some people think we become stars. Some people think we stay in the hearts of people who loved us. What do you think? I think we become stars, Isaiah said, so we can watch our family. I think that is beautiful, Marcus said. These conversations happened every weekend. Marcus learned everything about his sons. Isaiah was serious and smart. He asked questions about everything. He liked dinosaurs and science books. He was careful with his toys. He helped his brothers when they fought. Elijah was wild and energetic. He ran everywhere. He climbed on everything. He talked constantly. He made Marcus chase him around the park. Marcus had not run this much in 20 years. His legs hurt, his back hurt. But he was happy. Elijah made funny faces. He told jokes that did not make sense. He laughed at everything. He made everyone around him laugh too. Caleb was quiet and gentle. He did not like loud noises. He held Marcus's hand wherever they went. He fell asleep on Marcus's chest during movie time. He had nightmares sometimes. Marcus learned that Caleb needed a nightlight. He was afraid of the dark. Marcus bought 3 nightlights for Caleb's side of the bedroom. Marcus also changed his work schedule. Before, he worked 14 hours every day. Now he worked 8 hours. He went to his office at 8 a.m. He left at 4 p.m. He did not work on weekends. Ever. His business partner, David Chen, called him one Monday afternoon. "Marcus, we need to talk. You missed the Saturday meeting with the investors from California." "I do not work on Saturdays anymore," Marcus said. "You do not work on Saturdays?" David repeated. "Since when?" "Since 3 months ago," Marcus said. "I have other priorities now." "What priorities are more important than this company?" David asked. "We built this together." "My sons," Marcus said. "I have 3 sons. They are more important than any business deal." David was quiet. "You have sons? Since when?" "Since 4 years ago," Marcus said. "I just found out about them 3 months ago, and now I am their father. So I will not work weekends anymore. If that is a problem, you can buy me out." David was silent for a long time. "No. No, I will not buy you out. But Marcus, you are different. You have changed." "Yes," Marcus said, "I have changed, and I am not going back." The 3rd weekend of December, Marcus arrived at Keisha's apartment. The boys were playing in the living room. Marcus sat on the floor with them. They played with building blocks. Isaiah built a tall tower. Elijah kept knocking it down. Isaiah got mad. "Stop it!" Isaiah yelled. "It is funny," Elijah said. He laughed. Marcus separated them gently. "Elijah, let your brother build. You can build your own tower." They played for another hour. Then Isaiah looked at Marcus. His face was serious. "Dad, can I ask you something?" "Of course," Marcus said. "Why were you not here when we were babies?" Isaiah asked. The room went silent. Elijah stopped playing. Caleb looked up. Keisha stood in the kitchen doorway. Everyone waited for Marcus's answer. Marcus put down the toy in his hand. He looked at Isaiah. "I made a very bad choice. I chose work instead of family. I did not know you existed. If I had known about you, I would have been here from the very beginning." "Did you not love us?" Isaiah asked. His voice was small. Marcus's heart broke. He moved closer to Isaiah. "I did not know about you, but the moment I found out, I loved you. I love you so much. You and your brothers are the most important people in my life." Isaiah nodded slowly. He seemed to accept this answer, but Elijah did not. Elijah stood up. His face was angry. He walked to his bedroom. He slammed the door. Marcus looked at Keisha. "What did I do wrong?" "He does not understand," Keisha said. He sees other kids at the park with their dads. He sees them every day. He wonders why his dad was not there. He is angry. Marcus stood up. He walked to the bedroom door. He knocked gently. Elijah, can I come in? No answer. Marcus opened the door slowly. Elijah sat on his bed. His arms were crossed. Tears ran down his face. Marcus sat on the bed next to him. I am sorry, Marcus said. You left us, Elijah said. His voice shook. You were not here. I know, Marcus said. I made a terrible mistake. I should have been here. My friend Jordan has a dad who is always there, Elijah said. Why were you not always there? Marcus got down on his knees in front of Elijah. He looked at his son's face. I was wrong. I was not there before. But I am here now, and I promise I will never leave again. Promise? Elijah asked. His eyes were red. I promise, Marcus said. I will be here every Saturday, every Sunday, every time you need me. I promise. Elijah looked at Marcus for a long moment. Then he threw his arms around Marcus's neck. He hugged him tight. Marcus held his son. He felt Elijah crying against his shoulder. I will never leave you, Marcus whispered. Never. That night, as Marcus was leaving, he noticed Keisha's car keys on the kitchen table. How is your car running? He asked. Not great, Keisha admitted. It makes a strange noise. But I cannot afford to fix it right now. Marcus nodded. He did not say anything else. But the next week, while Keisha was at work, Marcus called a mechanic. He gave the mechanic Keisha's car information. Fix everything that needs fixing, Marcus said. Send me the bill. The repairs cost $800. Marcus paid immediately. The following Saturday, Keisha pulled Marcus aside. I know what you did, she said. Her voice was sharp. What? Marcus asked. My car, Keisha said. The mechanic told me someone already paid, that someone was you. Marcus did not deny it. Your car was not safe. I wanted to help. I do not need you to save me, Keisha said. Her eyes flashed with anger. I have been taking care of myself and my boys for 4 years. I can handle a car repair. I know you can, Marcus said quickly. I know you are strong. I just wanted to help. You do not have to do everything alone anymore. Keisha's face softened slightly. I need you to tell me when you do things. Do not go behind my back. If you want to help, ask me first. Respect me. You are right, Marcus said. I am sorry. I should have asked you first. Keisha nodded. Thank you for fixing the car. But next time, talk to me first. I will, Marcus promised. On a cold evening in February, Marcus sat in his new Brooklyn house alone. He had moved in 3 weeks ago. The house had 4 bedrooms, 1 for him, 3 bedrooms for his sons. Even though they did not live with him yet, Marcus decorated their rooms. Isaiah's room had dinosaur sheets and posters. Elijah's room had planets and rockets on the walls. Caleb's room had soft blue colors and night lights everywhere. Marcus looked around his empty house. He wanted his sons here. He wanted to see them every day, not just weekends. He wanted to make them breakfast every morning. He wanted to help with homework every afternoon. He wanted to read bedtime stories every night. Marcus realized something important. Seeing his sons only on weekends was not enough. He wanted to be there every single day. But he did not know if Keisha would ever let him that close again. He had to keep proving himself. He had to keep showing up. He had to earn his place in their lives, one day at a time. Marcus called Keisha the next day. It was Monday morning. Can I come over after work today? He asked. Just to see the boys for an hour? Keisha hesitated. Marcus, it is a school night. They have homework. They need baths. They need to sleep. I can help with homework, Marcus said. I can help with baths, please. Keisha was quiet for a moment. "Fine, come at 5 p.m., but you have to leave by 8 p.m. "Thank you," Marcus said. That evening, Marcus arrived at exactly 5 p.m. The boys were doing homework at the kitchen table. Isaiah was practicing writing letters. Elijah was coloring a picture of a rocket. Caleb was counting blocks. "Dad!" all three boys shouted when Marcus walked in. They ran to hug him. Marcus sat at the table with them. He helped Isaiah form his letters. He helped Elijah color inside the lines. He helped Caleb count to 20. Keisha watched from the kitchen while she cooked dinner. She was making chicken and rice. "Stay for dinner," Keisha said. It was not a question. It was an offer. Marcus looked at her. "Are you sure?" "The boys want you to stay," Keisha said. "So stay." They ate dinner together. The boys talked about their day at preschool. Isaiah told Marcus about a book his teacher read. Elijah talked about playing on the swings. Caleb was quiet. He did not eat much. "Caleb, eat your chicken," Keisha said. "I am not hungry," Caleb said. His voice was small. After dinner, Marcus helped give the boys baths. Isaiah could wash himself. Elijah splashed water everywhere. Marcus got completely soaked. Caleb sat quietly in the bathtub. He did not play. "Are you feeling okay?" Marcus asked Caleb. "I am tired," Caleb said. After baths, the boys put on pajamas. Marcus read them 3 bedtime stories, one for each boy. By the time he finished, all 3 boys were asleep. Marcus and Keisha walked quietly out of the bedroom. "Thank you for letting me stay," Marcus said. "You are good with them," Keisha said. She sounded surprised. "I am trying," Marcus said. This became a new routine. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evening, Marcus came to the apartment after work. He helped with homework. He stayed for dinner. He helped with baths. He read bedtime stories. Every Saturday and Sunday, he spent the whole day with the boys. He took them to the park. He played with them at his house. He was present. The second week of March, everything changed. It was Friday night. Marcus was at his house in Brooklyn working on his laptop. It was 9 p.m. His phone rang. Keisha's name appeared on the screen. "Hello?" Marcus answered. "Marcus?" Keisha's voice was shaking. She was crying. Marcus stood up immediately. His heart started pounding. "What is wrong? What happened?" "It is Caleb," Keisha said. "He has a very high fever. I took his temperature. It is 104 degrees. He is burning up. I am taking him to the hospital right now." "Which hospital?" Marcus asked. He was already grabbing his car keys. "Brooklyn Hospital," Keisha said. "The emergency room." "I'm coming right now," Marcus said. "I will be there in 10 minutes." Marcus ran to his car. He drove to Brooklyn Hospital faster than he should have. He did not care about speed limits. His son was sick. He parked in the emergency room parking lot. He ran through the automatic doors. A nurse sat at the front desk. "I need to find Caleb Johnson," Marcus said. His voice was loud. "He came in with a high fever. Where is he?" The nurse looked at her computer. "He is in room 7. Are you family?" "I am his father," Marcus said. The nurse pointed down a hallway. "Through those doors, turn left, room 7. Marcus ran. He pushed through the doors. He turned left. He saw Keisha sitting alone in a small waiting room. She was crying. Her hands covered her face. "Keisha," Marcus said. Keisha looked up. When she saw Marcus, she started crying harder. Marcus sat down next to her. He put his arm around her shoulders. Keisha leaned into him. She cried into his chest. "What did the doctor say?" Marcus asked. "They are running tests," Keisha said. Her voice shook. "They think it might be meningitis. Meningitis can kill children, Marcus. It can kill them." Marcus felt cold fear in his chest, but he stayed calm. Keisha needed him to be calm. "Caleb is strong," Marcus said. "He will be okay." "Where are Isaiah and Elijah?" Marcus asked. "With my neighbor, Mrs. Rodriguez," Keisha said. "She came right away. She said she would keep them overnight." "Good," Marcus said. He held Keisha closer. "I am here now. You are not alone." They sat in the waiting room for hours. Nurses walked by, doctors went in and out of rooms. Other families waited for news about their loved ones. Marcus did not let go of Keisha. She leaned against him. Sometimes she cried. Sometimes she was quiet. Marcus stayed strong for her. At 1 a.m., Marcus got coffee from a vending machine. The coffee was terrible, but it was hot. He brought 2 cups back to the waiting room. He gave one to Keisha. She wrapped her hands around the warm cup. "I called my mother," Keisha said, "but she is in New Jersey visiting my aunt. She cannot get back until tomorrow morning." "You have me," Marcus said. "I am here." Keisha looked at him. Her eyes were red and tired. "You did not have to come." "Yes, I did," Marcus said. "He is my son." At 2 a.m., a doctor finally came out. She was a young woman with dark hair pulled back. Her name tag said Dr. Sarah Martinez. "Are you Caleb's parents?" Dr. Martinez asked. "Yes," Marcus and Keisha said at the same time. "Caleb is okay," Dr. Martinez said. Keisha started crying again, but this time with relief. "It is not meningitis," Dr. Martinez continued. "It is a severe flu. His fever was very high, which is why we were concerned. But we gave him medication to bring the fever down. It is working. His temperature is now 101 degrees, still high, but better." "Can we see him?" Marcus asked. "Yes," Dr. Martinez said, "but we want to keep him overnight for observation, just to make sure the fever stays down." "Thank you," Keisha said. "Thank you so much." Dr. Martinez led them to a hospital room. It was small and white. Medical equipment beeped quietly. And there, in the bed, was Caleb. He looked so tiny, so fragile. He had an IV tube in his small arm. He was sleeping. Keisha walked to the bed immediately. She sat in a chair next to it. She took Caleb's hand very gently. Marcus stood behind her. He put his hand on Keisha's shoulder. "He is okay," Marcus said quietly. "I was so scared," Keisha whispered. "I have never been that scared in my entire life." Marcus looked at Keisha. Really looked at her. She was exhausted. She had dark circles under her eyes. Her shoulders were tight with stress. She worked 2 jobs. She raised 3 boys alone. She paid bills. She cooked every meal. She went to doctor appointments. She handled everything by herself. For 4 years. "You should not have to do this alone," Marcus said. Keisha looked up at him. "I have been alone for 4 years. I am used to it." "But you do not have to be alone anymore," Marcus said. "I am here. I want to help with everything. Not just weekend visits. Everything. Doctor appointments, school meetings, late-night fevers, emergencies, everything." "You say that now," Keisha said. "But what about when work gets busy? What about when your company needs you?" "My company does not need me," Marcus said. "My sons need me. You need me. That is more important than any business deal." Keisha wanted to believe him, but she had been disappointed before. She stayed quiet. Marcus pulled another chair over. He sat next to Keisha. They sat together watching Caleb sleep. The sun started to rise outside the hospital window. Light came through the blinds, pink and orange colors. At 7 a.m., Caleb woke up. He opened his eyes slowly. He saw Keisha first. Then he saw Marcus. A small smile appeared on his face. "Daddy is here," Caleb said. His voice was weak and rough. Marcus leaned forward. He took Caleb's small hand. "I am here, buddy. I will always be here." "I do not feel good," Caleb said. I know, Marcus said, but you are going to be okay. The medicine is helping. Caleb nodded. Then he closed his eyes again. He went back to sleep. At 10 a.m., Dr. Martinez came back. She checked Caleb's temperature. 99 degrees, she said, much better. I think we can discharge him this afternoon. He needs rest and lots of fluids, but he should be fine. At 2 p.m., Caleb was released from the hospital. Marcus went to the pharmacy to pick up his medication. Keisha waited with Caleb. When Marcus came back, he helped Caleb into Keisha's car. The little boy was still weak. Marcus carried him. I can drive you home, Marcus said. My car is here, Keisha said. I know, Marcus said, but you are exhausted. Let me drive. I will come back for your car later. Keisha was too tired to argue. She gave Marcus her keys. Marcus drove carefully. Keisha sat in the back seat with Caleb. The boy's head was in her lap. When they arrived at the apartment, Mrs. Rodriguez was there with Isaiah and Elijah. The boys ran to their mother. Is Caleb okay? Isaiah asked. His face was worried. He is okay, Keisha said. He just needs to rest. Marcus carried Caleb to the bedroom. He laid him gently in his bed. He covered him with a blanket. Sleep, buddy, Marcus said. I will be right outside. Marcus stayed all day. He made soup for lunch. He entertained Isaiah and Elijah so they would be quiet. He let Keisha rest on the couch. She fell asleep immediately. She had not slept all night. At 7 p.m., Keisha woke up. She looked around, confused. Then she remembered. The hospital. Caleb. She sat up quickly. Where is Caleb? He is in bed, Marcus said. He woke up once. I gave him his medicine and some water. He went back to sleep. Isaiah and Elijah are watching a movie. Do you want some soup? Keisha stared at Marcus. He had stayed all day. He took care of her boys. He let her sleep. He made food. This was not the Marcus from 5 years ago that Marcus would have left, that Marcus would have said he had work to do. This Marcus stayed. Thank you, Keisha said. Her voice was soft. You do not have to thank me, Marcus said. This is what family does. That word, family. Keisha felt something in her chest. Something she had not felt in a long time. Hope. That night, Marcus tucked all 3 boys into bed. Isaiah and Elijah were tired from worrying about their brother. Caleb was still weak from the flu. Marcus kissed each of their foreheads. Good night. I love you. Love you, Dad, all 3 boys said. As Marcus was leaving, Keisha walked him to the door. Marcus, she said, you really stayed all day. Of course I did, Marcus said. Caleb needed me. You needed me. I am not used to having help, Keisha said. You have help now, Marcus said. I meant what I said at the hospital. I want to be here every day, not just weekends. I want to be a real father. Keisha looked into his eyes. She saw sincerity there. She saw commitment. Come tomorrow for breakfast, she said. Marcus smiled. I will be here at 8 a.m. Keisha smiled back. For the first time in a long time, she felt like she was not carrying the weight of the world alone. Marcus arrived at 8 a.m. the next morning with bagels, eggs, and fresh orange juice. He knocked quietly. Keisha opened the door. She looked rested. She had slept well for the first time in days. Good morning, Marcus said. Good morning, Keisha said. She let him inside. The boys were still asleep. Caleb needed rest after being sick. Marcus set up breakfast quietly in the kitchen. He made coffee for Keisha. He scrambled eggs. He toasted bagels. When the boys woke up, breakfast was ready. This became normal. Marcus came every morning before work. He made breakfast. He helped the boys get dressed. He walked them to preschool with Keisha. Then he went to his office. He left work at 4 p.m. He picked up the boys from preschool. He brought them home. He helped with homework. He stayed for dinner. He gave baths. He read bedtime stories. Every single day. After 2 weeks of this routine, Marcus sat at his desk in his Manhattan office. His lawyer, James Porter, called him. "Marcus, we need to discuss something important," James said. "What is it?" Marcus asked. "Your sons," James said. "You have 3 children, but legally you have no rights. You are not listed as their father on any documents. If something happened to Keisha, you would have no legal say in their lives." Marcus felt cold. "What do you mean?" "You need to establish legal paternity," James said. "You need to be listed as their father on birth certificates. You need legal rights to make medical decisions, to enroll them in school, to take them to doctor appointments." "How do I do that?" Marcus asked. "You file for joint custody," James said. "It is standard procedure. The court will order a paternity test. Once paternity is confirmed, you will be granted legal rights." "Will this upset Keisha?" Marcus asked. "It is just a legal formality," James said. "Every father should have legal rights to his children. This is the right thing to do." Marcus trusted James. James had been his lawyer for 10 years. "Okay, prepare the papers." 1 week later, James sent Marcus custody documents. Marcus read through them. Legal language, court dates, paternity tests, joint custody arrangements. It all seemed reasonable, so Marcus signed the papers. He sent them back to James. "I will have someone deliver these to Keisha," James said. "Standard procedure." Marcus did not think about it again. He was focused on his sons, on being a good father, on showing up every day. On Tuesday afternoon, Marcus was at Keisha's apartment. He was helping Elijah with a coloring project. Isaiah was reading a book. Caleb was playing with toy cars. There was a knock on the door. Keisha opened it. A woman in a business suit stood there. She had blonde hair pulled back tight. She carried a leather briefcase. "Keisha Johnson?" the woman asked. "Yes," Keisha said. "My name is Victoria Green. I am an attorney with Porter and Associates. I have documents for you." Victoria handed Keisha a large envelope. Keisha took the envelope. She looked confused. "What is this?" "Legal documents regarding custody of your children," Victoria said. "Have a good day." She turned and walked away. Keisha closed the door slowly. She stared at the envelope. Marcus looked up from the coloring book. He saw the envelope. His stomach dropped. "What is that?" Keisha asked. Her voice was quiet. "Dangerous." "Keisha, let me explain," Marcus said. He stood up. Keisha opened the envelope. She pulled out papers. She read the first page. Her face went white, then red. Her hand started shaking. "You are suing me for custody?" Keisha said. Her voice was getting louder. "You are taking me to court?" "It is not like that," Marcus said. "It is just to establish legal paternity. So I have rights to make decisions for the boys." "You went behind my back," Keisha said. She was shouting now. "You did this without telling me, without asking me. What happened to communication? What happened to respect?" The boys stopped playing. They looked scared. Isaiah came over. "Mama, why are you yelling?" "Go to your room," Keisha said. Her voice was hard. "All 3 of you, now!" The boys ran to their room. They closed the door. Keisha turned back to Marcus. Tears ran down her face. But these were angry tears. "I trusted you. I finally started to trust you. And you do this?" "My lawyer said this was the right thing to do," Marcus said. "I need legal rights. What if something happens to you? What if the boys need medical care and I cannot make decisions?" "So you take me to court?" Keisha shouted. "You hire lawyers? This is exactly who you are, Marcus. You think money and lawyers solve everything. You think you can control everything. You have not changed at all." "I have changed," Marcus said. "This was a mistake. I should have talked to you first. I am sorry." "Sorry," Keisha said. She laughed, but it was bitter. "You are always sorry. You were sorry 5 years ago when you left. You are sorry now, but sorry does not mean anything if you keep hurting me." "Keisha, please," Marcus said. "No," Keisha said. She pointed at the door. "Get out. Get out of my apartment. Get out of our lives." "I am not leaving my sons," Marcus said. "Yes, you are," Keisha said. "You want legal custody? You want to go to court? Fine. But you will not see my boys until the judge says you can. Get out." "Keisha, please, let me explain." "Get out!" Keisha screamed. Marcus looked at the bedroom door. He could hear the boys crying inside. He wanted to go to them, but Keisha stood between him and the door. Her face was full of rage and hurt. Marcus left. He walked down the stairs slowly. He got in his car. He called James immediately. "Destroy those papers," Marcus said. "Right now." "Marcus, I do not understand," James said. "I do not want custody papers. I do not want to take Keisha to court. Destroy them and fire Victoria Green. She should never have delivered those papers." "But Marcus, you need legal rights." "I need my family," Marcus said. "I will earn my rights the right way, by being there, by proving I can be trusted. Destroy the papers." Marcus hung up. He sat in his car outside Keisha's building. He saw the light on in her apartment. His sons were in there, crying, scared, and it was his fault. The next day, Marcus went to Keisha's apartment at 8 a.m. He knocked. No answer. He knocked again. "Keisha, please, let me explain." No answer. He came back at noon. He knocked. No answer. He came back at 5 p.m. He knocked. Silence. This continued for 2 weeks. Every single day, Marcus came to Keisha's apartment 3 times. Morning, noon, and evening. He knocked. He called her name. He left notes under the door. He sent text messages. She did not respond. Marcus felt like he was dying. He could not see his sons. He could not explain. He could not fix this. He had destroyed everything again. On the 15th day, Marcus knocked at 8 a.m. He expected silence. But the door opened. Keisha stood there. She looked tired, angry, hurt. "Say what you need to say," Keisha said. Marcus did not wait. He got down on his knees right there in the hallway. "I am sorry. I was stupid. I was wrong. My lawyer told me it was the right thing to do, and I trusted him without thinking. I should have talked to you first. I should have asked you. I destroyed the papers. I fired the lawyer who delivered them. I do not want courts or legal documents. I want to earn my place in your life and in our sons' lives. Please, please, give me one more chance." Keisha looked down at him. "You broke my trust again." "I know," Marcus said. "The boys have been asking about you every single day," Keisha said. "They do not understand why you stopped coming. They think you left them." Marcus felt tears on his face. "I am so sorry. Can I see them? Can I explain?" "This is your last chance," Keisha said. Her voice was hard. "If you fail again, you will never see them. I do not care what any court says. Do you understand?" "I understand," Marcus said. "Get up," Keisha said. Marcus stood up. Keisha stepped aside. She let him into the apartment. The boys were eating breakfast at the kitchen table. When they saw Marcus, their faces lit up. "Dad!" they all shouted. They ran to him. Marcus got on his knees. He hugged all 3 boys at once. "I am so sorry. I am so sorry I was not here. But I am back now. I will never leave you again." "You promise?" Caleb asked. His small voice was full of hope and fear. "I promise on my life," Marcus said. "I will never leave you. Ever." Isaiah pulled back. He looked at Marcus seriously. "Did you and Mama have a fight?" "Yes," Marcus said. He believed in telling the truth. "I made a mistake. I hurt your mother's feelings, but I apologized, and I will never make that mistake again." "Are you going to stay?" Elijah asked. Marcus looked at Keisha. She stood in the kitchen doorway. Her arms were crossed. Her face was still hard, but she nodded slightly. "Yes," Marcus said, "I am going to stay." Marcus kept that promise. He showed up the next day, and the day after that, and every single day after. Every morning at 6 a.m., Marcus woke up in his Brooklyn house. He showered and dressed. By 7 a.m., he was at Keisha's apartment. He brought breakfast, sometimes bagels and cream cheese, sometimes eggs and toast, sometimes pancakes he made in her small kitchen. The boys learned to expect him. When they woke up, their father was there, making food, smiling, ready for the day. "Dad, can I have chocolate chips in my pancakes?" Elijah asked one Wednesday morning. "May I?" Isaiah corrected. "May I have chocolate chips?" "Sure," Marcus said. He dropped chocolate chips into the pancake batter. He made 3 chocolate chip pancakes. The boys ate them happily. After breakfast, Marcus helped the boys get dressed. This was harder than he expected. Elijah refused to wear pants. He wanted to wear shorts, even though it was cold outside. Isaiah picked out his own clothes very carefully. He wanted his shirt and pants to match. Caleb did not care what he wore. He let Marcus pick everything. At 8:15 a.m., Marcus and Keisha walked the boys to preschool. It was 6 blocks away. Isaiah held Marcus's right hand. Caleb held his left hand. Elijah ran ahead, then came back, then ran ahead again. "Elijah, stay with us," Keisha called. "I am fast," Elijah shouted. He pretended to be a race car. Other parents saw Marcus and Keisha together with the triplets. They smiled. They said good morning. One woman, Mrs. Park, said, "Your family is beautiful." Marcus and Keisha did not correct her. They said thank you. After dropping the boys at preschool, Marcus walked Keisha back to her apartment. Then he drove to his office in Manhattan. But he did not stay all day anymore. He had changed everything about his work schedule. Before, Marcus worked 14 hours a day, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sometimes later. He lived in his office. He took calls during dinner. He checked emails at midnight. Work was his entire life. Not anymore. Now Marcus worked 8 hours a day, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Exactly 8 hours. He did not check emails after 4 p.m. He did not take calls during family time. He left his office every day at exactly 4 p.m., no matter what was happening. His business partner David called him one afternoon at 3:45 p.m. "Marcus, the investors from Boston want to meet at 5 p.m. Can you stay?" "No," Marcus said. "I pick up my sons at 4:30 p.m. "Marcus, this is a $10 million deal," David said. "I do not care," Marcus said. "My sons are more important than $10 million. Schedule the meeting for tomorrow morning." David was silent. Then he said, "You really have changed." "Yes," Marcus said, "I have." Every day at 4 p.m., Marcus left his office. He drove to Brooklyn. He arrived at the preschool at 4:30 p.m. exactly. He waited outside with the other parents. When the doors opened, 3 boys ran out screaming, "Dad!" Isaiah hugged Marcus around the waist. Elijah jumped up and down. Caleb took Marcus's hand and did not let go. "How was your day?" Marcus asked as they walked home. Isaiah always had detailed reports. "We learned about insects. Did you know ants can carry 50 times their body weight?" "I did not know that," Marcus said. "That is amazing." Elijah talked about playing. "I was the fastest on the playground. Nobody could catch me." Caleb was usually quiet, but he held Marcus's hand tight the whole walk home. When they got back to the apartment, Marcus helped with homework. Preschool homework was simple. coloring pages, counting games, practicing letters. But Marcus treated it very seriously. He sat at the small kitchen table with the boys. He colored with them. He counted blocks. He traced letters. "Look, Dad, I made a B," Isaiah said. He showed Marcus his paper. "That is a perfect B," Marcus said. "Good job." Around 6 p.m., Marcus cooked dinner with Keisha. She taught him her mother's recipes. Marcus learned to make fried chicken, rice and beans, collard greens, and macaroni and cheese. His first attempts were terrible. He burned the rice. He undercooked the chicken. But Keisha was patient. She showed him again and again. "You stir the rice every few minutes," Keisha said. "Do not just leave it." "I am not good at cooking," Marcus admitted. "You are learning," Keisha said. The boys loved seeing their parents cook together. They sat at the table doing puzzles. They colored pictures. They talked about their day. It felt normal. It felt like family. After dinner, Marcus gave the boys baths. This job was different for each boy. Isaiah was responsible. He sat still. He washed himself. He did not complain. Marcus barely had to help him. Elijah was wild. He splashed water everywhere. He made waves in the bathtub. He threw his toys. By the end of Elijah's bath, Marcus was completely soaked. The bathroom floor was wet. But Marcus laughed. Caleb was sensitive. When soap got in his eyes, he cried. When the water was too hot or too cold, he cried. Marcus learned to be very gentle with Caleb. He tested the water temperature carefully. He washed Caleb's hair slowly. He kept soap away from his eyes. After baths, the boys put on pajamas. Then came story time. Each boy picked one book. Marcus read all 3 books every single night. His voice got tired. His throat got sore. But he never complained. He never skipped pages. He read every word. After the boys fell asleep, Marcus and Keisha sat in the living room. They talked quietly. These conversations were simple but important. Keisha told Marcus about her day at the dental office. She talked about difficult patients, about her co-workers, about small frustrations. Marcus told her about his business, but not in detail. He did not talk about deals or money. He talked about how strange it felt to leave at 4 p.m., how his business partners looked at him differently now, how he did not care what they thought anymore. Mostly they talked about the boys. Isaiah was reading better than other children in his class. The teacher said he might skip a grade. Elijah got in trouble for running in the hallway. He had too much energy. Caleb made a new friend named Tyler. Tyler was also shy. They played together quietly at preschool. These quiet conversations meant everything to Marcus. He was learning about his sons, about their lives, about who they were becoming. On Saturdays, Marcus took the boys to their activities. Isaiah played soccer at 9 a.m. in Prospect Park. Marcus stood on the sideline cheering. He was always the loudest parent there. "Go, Isaiah! Kick the ball! Yes! Great job!" Marcus shouted. Isaiah was not the best player. He was careful. He thought too much. But he tried hard. When he scored his first goal, Marcus cheered so loud that other parents laughed. Marcus did not care. His son scored a goal. At 1 p.m., Elijah had art class at the Brooklyn Community Center. Marcus sat in the back of the room watching. Elijah painted wild pictures. Lots of colors. No clear shapes. Just colors everywhere. Marcus loved every painting. He hung them on his refrigerator at home. Caleb did not like organized activities. Soccer was too loud. Art class had too many children. Caleb liked staying home. So on Sunday mornings, Marcus took Caleb to his house. Just the two of them. They played in the backyard. They kicked a ball back and forth. They blew bubbles. Caleb laughed when the bubbles popped. They lay on the grass and looked at clouds. "That cloud looks like a dog," Caleb said. "Which one?" Marcus asked. Caleb pointed. Marcus looked. He did not see a dog, but he said, "You are right. That is definitely a dog." Marcus also helped Keisha with practical problems, not by throwing money at them, but by being present, by doing the work himself. One Tuesday evening, Keisha's kitchen sink stopped working. Water would not drain. Keisha looked stressed. "I will call a plumber tomorrow," she said. "Let me try first," Marcus said. Marcus got on his knees. He opened the cabinet under the sink. He looked at the pipes. He had no idea what he was doing. He pulled out his phone. He watched a YouTube video about fixing drains. He followed the instructions. It took him an hour. He got dirty. His hands got wet. But he fixed it. "How did you do that?" Keisha asked. She looked impressed. "YouTube," Marcus admitted. Keisha laughed. It was the first real laugh Marcus had heard from her in weeks. When Keisha had to work a night shift at the diner, Marcus stayed overnight at the apartment. He slept on the couch. The boys woke up at 6 a.m. Marcus made them breakfast. He got them ready for preschool. Keisha came home at 7 a.m. exhausted. Marcus had everything handled. "Get some sleep," Marcus told her. "I have the boys today." Keisha wanted to argue. She wanted to say she could do it, but she was too tired. She went to her bedroom. She slept for 6 hours. When she woke up, Marcus had cleaned the apartment. The boys were fed. Homework was done. Keisha almost cried. She could not remember the last time someone took care of her. Slowly, Keisha's walls started coming down. She stopped waiting for Marcus to fail. She stopped expecting him to leave. He kept showing up. Every single day. He kept his promises. All of them. One Saturday in late April, Keisha suggested they have a picnic in Prospect Park. The weather was warm. Spring had arrived. They packed sandwiches, fruit, and juice boxes. They walked to the park together. Marcus carried the picnic basket. The boys ran ahead on the path. They found a spot under a large tree. Marcus spread out a blanket. They sat down. The boys ate quickly. Then they ran off to play. Marcus and Keisha sat on the blanket watching them. "They are happy," Keisha said. "They are," Marcus agreed. "You did that," Keisha said. She looked at Marcus. "You made them happy. You kept showing up." "I will always show up," Marcus said. Keisha felt something in her chest, something warm, something she had not felt in 5 years. She was falling in love with Marcus again. Not the old Marcus. This was a different Marcus. A better Marcus. A Marcus who chose family. A Marcus who kept his promises. A Marcus who got on his knees to fix her sink. A Marcus who read 3 bedtime stories every night, even when his voice was tired. "Thank you," Keisha said quietly. "For what?" Marcus asked. "For coming back," Keisha said. "For being their father. For being here." Marcus took Keisha's hand. "Thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you for letting me be their father." They sat in comfortable silence. The boys played tag on the grass. The sun was warm. The sky was blue. Marcus thought about his life 5 years ago. Empty. Lonely. Focused only on work and money. He thought about his life now. Full. Messy. Loud. Perfect. That evening, after the boys were asleep, Marcus prepared to leave. He put on his jacket. He grabbed his keys. Keisha walked him to the door. She stopped him. "Marcus," she said, "do you want to stay for coffee?" Marcus looked at her. This was the first time she had invited him to stay after the boys were asleep. The first time she wanted him there just for her. Not for the boys. For her. Yes, Marcus said. I would love that. Marcus took off his jacket. Keisha went to the kitchen. She made 2 cups of coffee. They sat at the small kitchen table. The apartment was quiet. The boys were asleep in the other room. I have not had coffee with anyone in a long time, Keisha said. She held her cup with both hands. I mean, besides my mother, I have not just sat and talked with an adult in a long time. Tell me about it, Marcus said. Tell me about the last 5 years. I want to know everything. Keisha looked at her coffee. The last 5 years have been the hardest years of my life. Tell me, Marcus said gently. Keisha took a deep breath. When you left for London, I was heartbroken. I cried for weeks. I called you so many times. You never answered. I thought you just did not love me anymore. Then I found out I was pregnant. I was terrified. I did not know what to do. Marcus listened. His chest hurt hearing this. I was in my last year of college, Keisha continued. I was going to be a nurse. I had 1 more year left. But when I found out I was having triplets, I knew I could not finish. I could not go to classes while pregnant with 3 babies. I could not afford daycare for 3 babies. So I dropped out. I am so sorry, Marcus said. I moved back to Brooklyn to be near my mother, Keisha said. My mother helped me, but she had to work. She could not be there all the time. When the boys were born, it was chaos. 3 babies crying at the same time. I did not sleep for months. Literally months. I would feed 1 baby, then the next, then the next. By the time I finished, the first baby was hungry again. It never stopped. Marcus felt tears in his eyes. He imagined Keisha alone. 3 crying babies, no help, no sleep. Because of him. I worked 2 jobs, Keisha said. A receptionist at a dental office during the day, a waitress at a diner 3 nights a week. My mother watched the boys when I worked. Sometimes Mrs. Rodriguez helped. I was exhausted all the time. There were nights when I had $5 in my bank account. I did not know how I would buy food. I did not know how I would pay rent. Why did you not ask for help? Marcus asked. Why did you not tell anyone about me? Because you did not want us, Keisha said simply. You made that clear when you got on that plane. You made that clear when you ignored my calls. I was not going to beg you to be a father. Marcus put his head in his hands. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I am not telling you this to make you feel guilty, Keisha said. I am telling you so you understand. I did this alone for 4 years. I did not have anyone to help me. I did not have anyone to hold me when I cried. I did not have anyone to tell me it would be okay. It was just me. And I survived. I am strong because I had to be strong. You are the strongest person I know, Marcus said. Keisha wiped her eyes. Now tell me about you. Tell me about London. Tell me about the last 5 years. Marcus leaned back in his chair. I was miserable. The business deal in London was successful. I made millions of dollars. But I was empty inside. I thought about you every single day. Every single morning I woke up and thought about calling you. But I was a coward. I was afraid you would reject me. I was afraid you would tell me you hated me. So I buried myself in work. Did you date anyone? Keisha asked. Yes, Marcus said honestly. I dated several women, nothing serious. Jennifer was the last one. You met her at the charity auction. I never loved any of them. I only ever loved you. Keisha was quiet for a moment. Why did you bid $1 million that night? Marcus looked at her. Because when I saw you on that stage, I realized I had wasted 5 years of my life running from the only woman I ever loved. The money did not matter. Nothing mattered except getting you back. I was so angry that night, Keisha said. I thought you were trying to buy your way back into my life. I was not trying to buy anything, Marcus said. I was desperate. I saw you and my heart stopped. I acted without thinking. When I told you about the boys, Keisha said. "I saw your face. You looked destroyed. That was when I knew you really did not know about them." That changed everything for me. Marcus reached across the table. He took Keisha's hand. "I know I do not deserve forgiveness. I know I failed you in every way. But I have changed. The last 7 months have been the best months of my life. My sons are everything to me. You are everything to me." Keisha looked at their hands. His hand was warm and strong. "I built walls around my heart. After you left, I promised myself I would never let anyone hurt me again. I would never need anyone. I would do everything alone." "You do not have to be alone anymore," Marcus said. "I know," Keisha said softly. "That is what scares me. I am starting to need you. I am starting to trust you. And I am terrified you will leave again." Marcus stood up. He moved his chair closer to Keisha. He sat down next to her. He took both her hands. "Look at me." Keisha looked into his eyes. "I will never leave," Marcus said. "I promise you on my sons' lives, on my mother's grave, on everything I have. I will never leave. You can trust me." Keisha felt tears running down her face. "I want to trust you." Marcus wiped her tears with his thumb. "Then trust me." Keisha leaned forward. Marcus leaned forward. Their lips met. It was soft and gentle. It was full of 5 years of pain and hope and love. When they pulled apart, both of them were crying. "I have missed you so much," Keisha whispered. "I have missed you every single day," Marcus said. They sat close together. Marcus held Keisha. She leaned her head on his shoulder. They stayed that way for a long time. From that night on, things changed. Marcus and Keisha started dating again. It was different from 5 years ago. They were both older now. They had been through pain. They appreciated each other more. When Keisha's mother could watch the boys, Marcus took Keisha on dates. They went to dinner at small restaurants in Brooklyn. They went to movies. They walked through Prospect Park, holding hands. They talked about everything: their past, their present, their future. One Saturday in May, Marcus invited Keisha and the boys to his house in Brooklyn. The boys had visited a few times, but Keisha had never seen the whole house. "Come see what I did," Marcus said. They walked the 3 blocks to Marcus's house. It was a beautiful house, red brick, a small front porch, a white door. Marcus opened the door. They went inside. The house was warm and clean. Not fancy, just comfortable. Marcus led them upstairs. "I want to show you something." He opened the first bedroom door. It was painted light green. Dinosaur posters covered the walls, dinosaur sheets on the bed, dinosaur toys on the shelves. "This is Isaiah's room." Isaiah's eyes got huge. "This is for me?" "Yes," Marcus said. "This is your room." Isaiah ran inside. He looked at everything. He touched the posters. He sat on the bed. "This is my room," he said with wonder. Marcus opened the second bedroom. It was painted dark blue. Planets hung from the ceiling. Rocket ships on the walls. Space books on the shelves. "This is Elijah's room!" Elijah screamed with excitement. "This is so cool!" He ran around the room, touching everything. Marcus opened the third bedroom. It was painted soft blue. Night lights were plugged in everywhere. Soft blankets on the bed. Gentle colors. Calm and peaceful. "This is Caleb's room." Caleb walked in slowly. He looked at the night lights. He smiled. "It is not dark," he said. "It will never be dark in here," Marcus said. "I made sure." The boys explored their rooms. They ran back and forth. They showed each other their favorite parts. They could not believe they each had their own room. Keisha stood in the hallway. She looked at Marcus. Tears ran down her face. "When did you do all this?" she asked. "I bought the house 7 months ago," Marcus said. "Right after I met the boys. I wanted to be close to you. I wanted them to have rooms here, so they would know this is their home too." Keisha walked through each room. She saw the care Marcus took. The dinosaurs for Isaiah, who loved dinosaurs. The space theme for Elijah, who wanted to be an astronaut. The night lights for Caleb, who was afraid of the dark. Marcus knew his sons. He paid attention. He cared. "This is beautiful," Keisha said. "I want you to move in," Marcus said. Keisha looked at him. "What?" "Move in with me," Marcus said. "You and the boys. This house has 4 bedrooms, 1 for each boy, 1 for you. Or we could share a room, whatever you want. But I want you here. I want to wake up with you every morning. I want to have breakfast with my sons in my own kitchen. I want us to be a family." Keisha felt her heart racing. "Marcus, it is too soon." "Is it?" Marcus asked. "We dated for 3 years before. We have a history. We have 3 children together." "I know," Keisha said, "but I need time. I am just starting to trust you again. Moving in together is a big step. I am not ready yet." Marcus nodded. He was disappointed, but he understood. "Okay, but the offer stands. Whenever you are ready, this house is yours. You are all welcome here any time." "Thank you," Keisha said. She kissed him softly. Over the next few months, Marcus and Keisha grew closer. They spent every day together. Marcus still came to her apartment every morning. He still helped with the boys. But now he also stayed later. After the boys were asleep, Marcus and Keisha sat together. They talked, they kissed, they held each other. The boys saw their parents together. They saw them happy. Isaiah asked one morning, "Are you and Mama getting married?" Marcus was making pancakes. Keisha was pouring juice. They looked at each other. "Would you like that?" Marcus asked carefully. "Yes," Isaiah said immediately. "Then we would be a real family." "We are already a real family," Keisha said. "Marriage is just a piece of paper." But Marcus thought about Isaiah's words. Marriage. He wanted to marry Keisha. He wanted to make it official. He wanted to promise in front of everyone that he would never leave her again. In October, Marcus went to a jewelry store in Manhattan. He spent 3 hours looking at engagement rings. He finally found the perfect one. Simple but elegant. A single diamond on a gold band. Beautiful. Just like Keisha. Marcus had a plan. The Hope Foundation charity auction was in November. Exactly 1 year after he bid $1 million to dance with Keisha. He would propose there, at the place where they found each other again. Marcus bought a table for 10 people. He invited Keisha, her mother Diane, his business partners, and some friends. He did not tell Keisha about his plan. He wanted it to be a surprise. The night before the event, Marcus looked at the engagement ring. It sat in a small black box on his dresser. His heart pounded. Tomorrow night, he would ask Keisha to marry him. Tomorrow night, he would promise her forever. Marcus called Diane. "I need your help," he said. "I am going to propose to Keisha tomorrow night at the charity auction, but I want the boys there. Can you bring them after I propose? I want them to be part of it." "Of course," Diane said. She was crying happy tears. "I would be honored." Marcus smiled. Everything was ready. Tomorrow night would change everything. Saturday evening arrived. Marcus stood in his bedroom getting dressed. He wore a black suit, his best suit. He looked at himself in the mirror. His hands were shaking. The engagement ring was in his jacket pocket. He touched the pocket to make sure it was still there. It was. Marcus drove to Keisha's apartment. He knocked on the door. Keisha opened it. Marcus stopped breathing. She wore a gold dress. Her natural curly hair was styled beautifully. She wore makeup. She looked stunning. "You are beautiful," Marcus said. "Thank you," Keisha said. She smiled. "You look handsome." The boys ran to Marcus. "Dad, where are you going?" Isaiah asked. "Your mother and I are going to a charity event," Marcus said. "Grandma Diane is going to stay with you tonight." Diane appeared from the bedroom. She smiled at Marcus. She knew the plan. "Have a wonderful evening," she said. She winked at Marcus. Marcus and Keisha drove to the Plaza Hotel in Manhattan, the same hotel where they found each other again 1 year ago. They walked into the ballroom. It looked exactly the same. Crystal chandeliers, round tables, well-dressed people everywhere. Marcus led Keisha to their table. Table number 5. The same table Marcus sat at last year. Other guests were already there, David Chen and his wife, a few of Marcus's business friends. They all greeted Keisha warmly. Marcus could barely sit still. His leg bounced under the table. His hands were sweaty. He kept touching the ring in his pocket. "Are you okay?" Keisha asked quietly. "I am fine," Marcus said. "Just a little nervous." "Why are you nervous?" Keisha asked. "I just want tonight to be perfect," Marcus said. Dinner was served. Salad, steak, vegetables, dessert. Marcus could not eat. His stomach was too nervous. Keisha noticed. "Marcus, you have barely touched your food," she said. "I am not hungry," Marcus said. After dinner, Patricia Chen walked onto the stage. She was the director of the Hope Foundation, the same woman who ran the event last year. She spoke into the microphone. "Thank you all for coming tonight," Patricia said. "Before we begin the Valentine dance auction, we have a special guest who wants to make a dedication." Marcus stood up. His legs felt weak. "Where are you going?" Keisha asked. "I will be right back," Marcus said. Marcus walked to the stage. His heart pounded so hard he thought everyone could hear it. He climbed the steps. Patricia handed him the microphone. The entire ballroom went quiet. Hundreds of people looked at Marcus. Marcus looked at Keisha. She sat at table 5, looking confused. He took a deep breath. "Good evening, everyone," Marcus said into the microphone. His voice shook. "My name is Marcus Williams. 1 year ago, I sat at that table, right there." He pointed at table 5. "I was unhappy. I was empty. I had everything money could buy, but I had nothing that mattered." The ballroom was completely silent. Everyone listened. Then a woman walked onto this stage, Marcus continued. Her name was Keisha Johnson. She was my ex-girlfriend. I had not seen her in 5 years. When I saw her, my heart stopped. I realized I had wasted 5 years of my life running from the only woman I ever loved. So I did something crazy. I bid $1 million to dance with her. People in the crowd whispered. They remembered this. It was the biggest bid in the history of the event. During that dance, Keisha told me something that changed my life forever, Marcus said. She told me I had 3 sons, triplets, Isaiah, Elijah, and Caleb. They were 4 years old. I missed 4 years of their lives because I was a coward, because I chose work over love, because I got on a plane to London instead of fighting for the woman I loved. Keisha was crying now. Tears ran down her face. She covered her mouth with her hands. That night changed everything, Marcus said. I met my sons for the first time. They were perfect. They were beautiful. They were everything I never knew I needed. And Keisha, the woman I abandoned, gave me a second chance I did not deserve. She let me be a father. She taught me what really matters in life. Not money, not business deals, family, love. Showing up every single day. Marcus stepped down from the stage. He walked through the silent ballroom. Every eye followed him. He walked to table 5. He stopped in front of Keisha. She looked up at him. Her face was wet with tears. Marcus got down on one knee. The entire ballroom gasped. Cameras flashed. People pulled out their phones to record this moment. Marcus pulled the ring box from his pocket. He opened it. The diamond sparkled under the lights. Keisha put her hand over her mouth. She was crying harder now. "Keisha Johnson," Marcus said. His voice was thick with emotion. "You are the strongest woman I have ever met. You raised 3 incredible boys alone. You worked 2 jobs. You never gave up. You gave me a second chance when I did not deserve it. You taught me how to be a father. You taught me how to be a better man. I love you. I have always loved you. I never stopped loving you. Will you marry me?" The ballroom was silent. Everyone waited. Keisha looked at Marcus, at this man on his knees, this man who left her 5 years ago, this man who came back, this man who showed up every single day for the last year, this man who loved their sons, this man who changed his entire life for them. Keisha nodded. She could not speak. She just nodded her head yes. "Is that a yes?" Marcus asked. He needed to hear it. "Yes," Keisha whispered, then louder. "Yes, yes, I will marry you." The ballroom exploded. People stood up clapping. Cameras flashed everywhere. Marcus stood up. He took the ring out of the box. His hands were shaking. He slid the ring onto Keisha's finger. It fit perfectly. Marcus pulled Keisha up from her chair. He kissed her. She kissed him back. They held each other. Both of them were crying. The whole ballroom cheered. Then the doors at the back of the ballroom opened. 3 small boys ran inside. Isaiah, Elijah, and Caleb wore matching navy blue suits. Diane followed behind them. Marcus had planned this. He wanted his sons here. "Mama! Dad!" the boys shouted. They ran through the ballroom. People moved aside to let them through. The boys reached their parents. They hugged Marcus and Keisha. Marcus got down on his knees, so he was at their level. Keisha knelt down too. "Boys, I asked your mother to marry me," Marcus said. She said yes. "Is that okay with you?" Isaiah smiled. "Does that mean you will be our dad forever?" "I am already your dad forever," Marcus said. "Nothing will ever change that. Marriage just means your mother and I will be husband and wife. We will be a family." "We are already a family," Elijah said, but he was smiling. Caleb looked at Marcus with his big brown eyes. "You will never leave?" Marcus pulled Caleb close. "I will never leave, I promise." All 3 boys hugged Marcus and Keisha. The whole ballroom was crying now. This was the most beautiful moment anyone had ever seen at a Hope Foundation event. People were not just crying, they were sobbing. Cameras flashed everywhere. Marcus stood up. He picked up Caleb. Keisha held Isaiah's hand. Elijah held Marcus's other hand. They stood together as a family. The ballroom gave them a standing ovation. Patricia Chen came over with tears running down her face. "That was the most beautiful thing I have ever seen," she said. "Congratulations." People came to their table all night, congratulating them, taking photos, asking about their story. Marcus and Keisha told it. They did not hide anything. They talked about their mistakes, their pain, their second chance, their love. At 10 p.m., Marcus, Keisha, and the boys went back to Marcus's house in Brooklyn. The boys were so excited they could not sleep. They kept asking about the wedding. "When is the wedding?" Isaiah asked. "Can I wear a suit?" Elijah asked. "Will there be cake?" Caleb asked. Marcus and Keisha laughed. "Yes, there will be cake," Keisha said. "And yes, you will all wear suits." "When is the wedding?" Isaiah asked again. Marcus looked at Keisha. "When do you want to get married?" "Soon," Keisha said. She was smiling. "I do not want a big wedding, just family and close friends." 6 months? Marcus suggested. "Perfect," Keisha said. The boys finally got too tired. Marcus carried Caleb upstairs. Isaiah and Elijah followed. Marcus tucked them into their beds in his house, their home. "Good night, Isaiah," Marcus said. He kissed his forehead. "Good night, Dad," Isaiah said. Then he whispered, "Thank you for coming back." Marcus felt his chest tighten. "Thank you for letting me be your dad." Marcus tucked in Elijah. "Good night, Elijah." "Good night, Dad. I love you. I love you too." Marcus tucked in Caleb last. He made sure all the night lights were on. "Good night, Caleb." "Good night, Daddy," Caleb said. "I am happy you are here." "I am happy I am here too," Marcus said. "I will always be here." Marcus turned off the main light. He left the bedroom door open a crack. He went downstairs. Keisha was sitting on the couch. She looked at her ring. It sparkled in the light. "I cannot believe this is real," Keisha said. Marcus sat next to her. He put his arm around her. "It is real. We are really getting married." "1 year ago I was alone," Keisha said. "I was raising 3 boys by myself. I was exhausted. I was barely surviving. Now I have a partner. I have help. I have love." "You always deserved love," Marcus said. "I was just too stupid to see it 5 years ago." Keisha leaned her head on Marcus's shoulder. "We both made mistakes, but we found our way back to each other." "I will never take you for granted again," Marcus said. "I will never choose work over you. I will never leave. I promise." "I believe you," Keisha said. They sat together in comfortable silence. Marcus thought about his life. 10 years ago, he was obsessed with money and success. 5 years ago, he lost the woman he loved. 1 year ago, he discovered he had 3 sons. Now he had everything that mattered. A family, love, purpose. Marcus looked at Keisha. She was looking at her ring. She was smiling. He had never seen her this happy. He had never felt this happy. "I love you," Marcus said. "I love you too," Keisha said. They kissed, soft and gentle, full of promise, full of hope, full of forever. The next morning, Marcus woke up on Keisha's couch. He had stayed overnight. When he opened his eyes, 3 boys were staring at him. They were inches from his face. "You are awake!" Elijah shouted. Marcus laughed. "Good morning." "Can we see Mama's ring again?" Isaiah asked. They went to Keisha's bedroom. She was still sleeping. The boys jumped on her bed. "Mama, wake up! We want to see your ring!" Keisha opened her eyes. She smiled. She held up her left hand. The diamond sparkled in the morning light. The boys stared at it. "It is so shiny," Caleb said. Over the next 6 months, Marcus and Keisha planned their wedding. They kept it simple. They chose a small church in Brooklyn. They invited only family and close friends, about 50 people total. The boys were very involved. They picked out their suits. Navy blue. They practiced walking down the aisle. Isaiah took his job very seriously. He held the ring pillow very carefully. Elijah kept running. Marcus had to remind him to walk slowly. Caleb was nervous. He practiced every day. 1 week before the wedding, Keisha and the boys moved into Marcus's house. They packed all their things from the small apartment. Marcus helped carry boxes. The boys ran back and forth between their new rooms. They could not believe this was their home now. "I have my own room," Isaiah said with wonder. He sat on his bed with dinosaur sheets. "We all have our own rooms," Elijah said. He was hanging up his space posters. Caleb was the happiest. His room had night lights everywhere. It was never dark. He felt safe. Saturday, June 17th arrived, the wedding day. Marcus woke up early. He was nervous but excited. He got dressed in his house. He wore a black suit, a white shirt, a gold tie that matched Keisha's dress. David Chen arrived at 9 a.m. He was Marcus's best man. "Are you ready?" David asked. "I have been ready for a year," Marcus said. At 10 a.m., the wedding ceremony began. The church was beautiful. White flowers everywhere. Soft music played. Marcus stood at the altar with David. He watched people enter the church. His business partners, Keisha's co-workers, Mrs. Rodriguez from the apartment building, friends from the neighborhood. Then the music changed. The boys walked down the aisle. Isaiah went first. He carried the ring pillow. He walked very slowly and carefully. Everyone smiled at him. Elijah went next. He remembered not to run. He walked like Marcus taught him. Caleb went last. He looked nervous, but he did not cry. He made it all the way down the aisle. Marcus was so proud. The boys sat in the front row with Diane. Then the music changed again. Everyone stood up. Keisha appeared at the back of the church. She wore a simple white dress. Not fancy, just beautiful. Her mother walked beside her. Diane was crying tears of joy. Keisha walked down the aisle. Marcus watched her come closer. His eyes filled with tears. She was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen, and she was about to become his wife. Keisha reached the altar. Diane hugged her daughter. Then she sat down. Keisha stood next to Marcus. He took her hands. They were shaking. The pastor began the ceremony. He talked about love, about second chances, about forgiveness, about family. Then he asked Marcus and Keisha to say their vows. Marcus spoke first. "Keisha, I promise to love you every day for the rest of my life. I promise to be a good husband and father. I promise to always choose family over work. I promise to never leave you. I promise to show up every single day. Forever." Keisha wiped tears from her face. Then she spoke. "Marcus, I promise to trust you. I promise to let you help me. I promise to build a future together. I promise to love you through good times and hard times. I promise to be your partner. Forever." They exchanged rings, simple gold bands. The pastor smiled. "I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride." Marcus kissed Keisha. The church erupted with applause. The boys jumped up and down. Yay! They are married. After the wedding, they had a small reception at a restaurant in Brooklyn. There was food, music, and dancing. The boys danced with their mother. Marcus danced with Diane. Everyone was happy. Everyone was smiling. Isaiah stood up to give a speech. He was only 5 years old, but he wanted to say something. He stood on a chair so everyone could see him. "I want to say thank you to my dad for coming back. I love my family. Thank you." His voice was small but clear. Everyone cried. Life changed after the wedding. Marcus made big decisions about his work. He called a meeting with his business partners. "I am selling half of my company," he announced. David Chen was shocked. "Why? The company is doing great." "I want more time with my family," Marcus said. "I am stepping down as CEO. I will be a consultant. I will work 20 hours per week. That is it." His partners thought he was crazy. They said he was throwing away his career. Marcus did not care. He knew what mattered now. Marcus also started a new charity. He called it the Second Chance Foundation. The charity helped single mothers who were raising children alone. It provided money for rent, food, daycare, and education. Marcus remembered how hard Keisha struggled. He wanted to help other mothers. Keisha was very proud. She helped Marcus run the charity. She interviewed mothers who needed help. She understood their struggles because she lived through them. 6 months after the wedding, Keisha made an announcement at dinner. "I am going back to college." Marcus looked up from his food. "Really?" "Yes," Keisha said. "I want to finish my nursing degree. I only have 1 year left." I found a program that has night classes. I can go to school while you watch the boys." "I will watch the boys," Marcus said immediately. "You should finish your degree. You have always wanted to be a nurse." So Keisha went back to college. 3 nights a week, she attended classes. Marcus took care of the boys. He made dinner, he gave baths, he helped with homework, he read bedtime stories. He was a full-time father now, and he loved every minute. 2 years later, on a Saturday in May, Keisha graduated from nursing school. She wore a blue graduation gown. She walked across the stage. Marcus and the boys sat in the audience. They held a big sign that said, "We love you, Mom." They cheered so loud that people turned to look at them. Marcus did not care. His wife just graduated from college. Keisha found the boys in the crowd. She waved. She was crying happy tears. She thought about 7 years ago. She was alone and pregnant. She had dropped out of school. She thought her dreams were over. But here she was, a college graduate, a nurse, with a husband and 3 beautiful boys. Her life was not what she planned. It was better. 3 years after the wedding, Keisha told Marcus something important. They were lying in bed one Sunday morning. The boys were watching cartoons downstairs. "I am pregnant," Keisha said quietly. Marcus sat up fast. "What?" "I am pregnant," Keisha said again. She was smiling. "We are having a baby." Marcus started crying. Happy tears. "We are having a baby." "Yes," Keisha said. Marcus pulled her close. He kissed her. "I am going to be here for everything. Every doctor appointment. The birth. Everything." "I know," Keisha said. "You are not the same man who left me 8 years ago." 9 months later, Keisha gave birth to a baby girl. They named her Grace. Marcus was in the delivery room. He held Keisha's hand. He cried when he heard Grace's first cry. He cut the umbilical cord. He held his daughter for the first time. She was tiny and perfect. The boys met their sister at the hospital. They were 8 years old now. They looked at Grace with wonder. "She is so small," Isaiah said. "Can I hold her?" Elijah asked. "Me too," Caleb said. Each boy held Grace very carefully. They were immediately protective of her. Isaiah made sure her blanket was tucked in. Elijah sang to her. Caleb kissed her tiny hand. 1 year later, they celebrated Grace's first birthday. They had a party in their backyard in Brooklyn. Family and friends came. Diane was there. Keisha's brothers were there. Marcus's business partners were there. Neighbors came. About 30 people total. Grace wore a pink dress. She sat in her high chair. Keisha brought out a small cake. 1 candle on top. Everyone sang "Happy Birthday." Grace laughed and clapped her tiny hands. Then she grabbed the cake with both hands. She smashed it on her face. Frosting went everywhere. Everyone laughed. Marcus looked around at his family. His 3 sons were playing in the yard. Isaiah was 8 years old now. He was reading chapter books. He was smart and serious. Elijah was loud and energetic. He made everyone laugh. Caleb was gentle and kind. He helped take care of Grace. All 3 boys were healthy and happy. Keisha stood next to Marcus holding Grace. Their daughter had frosting all over her face. Keisha was laughing. She was beautiful. She was his wife. The love of his life. That evening, after everyone left, Marcus and Keisha sat on their front porch. The kids were asleep inside. They held hands and watched the sunset. The sky was pink and orange. "I am proud of you," Keisha said. "Why?" Marcus asked. "Because you changed," Keisha said. "You became the man I always knew you could be." "You saved my life," Marcus said. "You gave me a second chance I did not deserve. You taught me what matters." Marcus thought about his mother, her last words before she died. Money cannot buy time. He finally understood what she meant. He wasted years chasing money and success. He missed precious time with people he loved. But he was not wasting time anymore. Every day he showed up. Every day he was present. Every day he chose his family. Marcus looked at the house. His children were inside. His wife was next to him. He had everything that truly mattered. His life was not perfect, but it was real. It was full of love. It was full of purpose. "I am home," Marcus whispered. "Yes," Keisha said. She squeezed his hand. "You are finally home." They sat together watching the stars appear in the darkening sky. Marcus thought about the man he was 10 years ago. Empty, lost, broken. That man was gone. Marcus was different now. He was a husband, a father, a man who kept his promises, a man who showed up. As Marcus kissed Keisha goodnight and checked on his sleeping children one last time, he whispered a thank you. Thank you for second chances. Thank you for forgiveness. Thank you for love. Thank you for family. The man who once had everything but felt empty now had everything that truly mattered, and he would never take a single moment for granted again. If you enjoyed today's video, I'm sure you'll love the next one. Don't waste time. Just click on the screen.
Hey, Thrive Sphere family. If these stories resonate with you and inspire you to believe in the power of resilience and justice, we need your support to keep the momentum going. Hit the subscribe button, join our sphere, and make sure you never miss another empowering story. Like and share. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button and share this message of hope and accountability with your network. Turn on notifications. Don't waste time. Click the notification bell so you're always the first to know when a new story drops. Your support helps us continue sharing narratives that spark dialogue, push for change, and show the true meaning of thriving against the odds. Let's keep the conversation going. Subscribe to Thrive Sphere today.